Nicki Noftz, Pilates instructor and owner of Mindful Movement. I've had a great question come to me regarding TMJ. So what I'm going to talk about is some Pilates exercises to help work neck muscles, stretch the areas, as opposed to just talking about the bite. When we're looking at a Pilates perspective, we're not just looking at the initial kind of reaction that's happening, where the pain's happening. We need to look deeper and more what's kind of pulling on the body that's causing this to happen. So I'm going to give you several different exercises that are going to work all in this upper area to help loosen up those, to help see if we can get some better realignment. Depending on how your posture is, many times the head will be forward, and this is going to cause a lot of things that is going to pull forward. Some of us start to get buildup of tissue in the upper back. So we're just going to try and keep finding balance. So there's several exercises we can do. First off, we want to make sure that we're not clenching when we breathe. So in the Pilates breath, we're pulling our belly in and up gently on an inhale, and on an exhale, we're releasing the air out. Now, we can do this through our nose or we can do it through our mouth. For purposes of the TMJ, we're going to do this through the mouth. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So it's a releasing of the jaw, a releasing of the throat, and just a complete relaxation in this area. So we don't want to try and tense or tighten, but rather relax this. This should help get that jaw to kind of soften a little bit as you're doing it. So we never want to be harsh, even when we're doing some of the exercises as you practice the breath. You don't want to be harsh, squeezing, gripping, or anything of that sort. So keep it relaxed, keep it moving. So everything we're going to do is we're going to rely on that breathing. So you're going to continue to do that breathing through all of it. So the first exercise we're going to start with requires the magic circle. If you don't have a magic circle, you can get these. Most Pilates equipment manufacturers make them right around $30. This one here is from Gratz. I happen to like the design of the Gratz ones. You can also get them at Target for about $20. The tension's going to be the difference in these, and then just a little bit of design here and there. When we're looking at doing this, if you don't have a magic circle, you can use your fingertips, or you could even find a squishy ball to do this. The main thing is we don't want to, as we're doing these, use our arms. So we're going to do some neck exercises that are going to strengthen the neck and help release some of those neck muscles. A lot of Pilates, or I should say all of Pilates, is kind of this contraction and release, contraction and release. And through these contraction and releases, we find that we can find more freedom of movement. So these are not going to look the best, but they are very functional for the body. So we're going to go ahead and take our magic circle and we're going to place it up to our forehead. And I'll go ahead and turn to the side here. Now, what we want to do is we kind of want to keep our chin level. Sometimes we're going to drop our chin, or we're going to start to lift our chin up. We want to keep it level. And what you're going to do is you're just going to jut your chin out, straight out, pressing your forehead into the magic circle, and then release. And again, you're going to press and release. Press and release. And you're going to do that for about 5 to 8. Trying to get the back of the neck to kind of pull forward, so you might feel a little stretch there. You might feel some engagement happening here. Those are all okay. What we don't want to see again is we're not going to get that clenching happening. Make sure that you're really moving these neck muscles. And if you only move a millimeter, that's fine. As you start to learn how to tune into these muscles and start to use them properly, you'll find that you get to go further. So after you do some for the front, you do for the side. So you're just going to kind of jut that chin out to the side, kind of like walking like an Egyptian. You're not necessarily tilting the head, but we're trying to just push out. Again, I'm not pushing with my arm to make this action happen. I'm making this all from my neck muscles, and I'm making that push over. And you're just going to do 5 to 8 again on this side. Not trying to lift up as you do this, not trying to tuck that head down, but rather just jut that out. And you're going to do both sides, 5 to 8, make sure you're balanced. Now you might find that one side is a little bit easier to use. You might find that there's a little bit more tension on one side. we're trying to create balance. So if there's one side that feels tighter to you or feels like it has limited motion, you may want to do an extra set just to kind of find that balance in between them. This is a great piece to be doing, not only for TMJ, but for necks in general. So many times with the magic circle, these neck exercises can be tremendous in resolving those kind of issues. The next thing we want to look at here, outside of just working on the neck, is kind of doing a stretch that's going to get up into our upper shoulders here. This is called rabbit. Rabbit's from yoga, so it's not a Pilates exercise. We do have different things of this sort in Pilates, but we tend to use them with the equipment. And we also have one on the mat, but that tends to be a little bit more advanced and requires a little bit more flexibility in the body. So here, though, we can do rabbit from yoga, which is a great exercise that's going to, again, strengthen the neck, but we're going to get into a little bit more of the shoulders. So for rabbit, we're going to be on our hands and knees here, slightly back. You can even do child's pose if you want to. We want to get on top of the head. When I say on top of the head, I don't want you to feel like you're right up here on the base. I really want you on top, and I want your chin tucked. Now, when I say chin tucked, though, I'm not saying that I want you to collapse the airway. It's a tucked chin where you're kind of lengthening back. So if I were to think about my head here coming down on the mat, I'm going to place that down. I'm going to tuck my chin, but I'm going to also lengthen from the back of my neck and the front of my neck to get some length. Now, in rabbit, as I'm pressing this down, I'm going to lift up, rolling a little bit more, and still thinking from the back of my neck and my shoulders, pressing down to lift my spine up. So I'm not going to just collapse down like so, but I'm going to lift up, pressing into my head to get those neck muscles again engaged. Right? We want the neck engaged. We want to make sure that we're keeping that protected. Now, if you want to, you can even go a little bit further, grabbing your heels and lifting up. Or you can just choose to have the hands down. Again, we're not just trying to be like lazy and collapsed here, but we're really trying to be active in the motion as we're lifting, so that you get a stretch through the top of this, the shoulders and the neck. After doing rabbit, we can look at doing some extensions. So we've done some flexion here. We want to kind of take us back into a different direction, taking our spine, making sure we're just manipulating in all the directions we possibly can so that we get balance in this upper part. So we're going to look at swan. For swan, if this is too difficult of an exercise, you can do shoulder bridge, which I'm going to show afterwards. But swan is going to be a really great exercise for stretching the front side. So for swan, hands are going to be placed at your side ribs here. You're going to start with your head as you lift up. As we do this, we don't want to have our head hanging back here. We want length, and this is going to be important, especially as we start to lift up. So we're going to start with our head, sequencing our spine, slightly pulling our chest forward so that we keep length in our spine. As we lift up, again, we're not letting the head hang back here. We're keeping length and lifting the chin. As you lift the chin, you're going to feel the stretch that's coming right into this jaw and down the front of your throat, and that's what we're looking for. You want that stretch. At the same time, you don't want to just kind of be pushing back like this. You're going to miss the stretch if you're just pushing and hinging in your back. You need to get some pull forward, stretch from your belly, pull your chest forward, and get that stretch. And then you come down, sequencing from the lower, the middle, the upper, and the head. So if swan is a little bit too difficult for you, you don't have that much flexibility in your back, you can use it and not go up as high, but you might be better off using an exercise called shoulder bridge. For shoulder bridge, we're going to come down onto our back, hands are going to be placed by our sides, feet are going to be hip width apart and under as close as possible to us. Hands pressing at your sides. You're going to inhale as you start to lift the tailbone up, lifting up as high as you can. Exhale, we're going to soften from the chest, the middle, and then the lower. Noticing that there's a sequencing happening. As I sequence up, as every little piece starts to come up, I'm going to lift up, pressing the back of my head and shoulders into the mat so that I keep a length. I don't want to push forward this way so then I can't breathe, and I don't want to have so much that I'm over here. Press that head and neck down into the mat so that, again, you're getting some engagement here, some use out of that, including on your shoulders. As you melt down, you're going to soften from that chest, really getting some length all the way through. And that's a great alternative to use to your swan in case you can't do getting up as high. We also want to do some side bending. Many times in our neck and in our sides, we get a pull from one side. We're a right-handed dominated world. Everything in our world is set up for right-handed people. We always, in the kitchen, turn the exact same way. So we have these natural imbalances just based on that. And then, of course, we're either right-handed or left-handed. So we want to create balance from side to side as well. So many times we'll find people that get pulled and their head might cock a little bit ever so slightly. We're going to try and balance that out. So here's a great side bending exercise. It's called mermaid. Legs come out to the side. We're just going to place one hand down as we stretch over, and then we come back to the other side. And you just go from side to side. As you do this, if the neck is a problem and you can't look up, you can look straight ahead or you can look down. Tune into your neck. Either one is fine. If you tend to look up, again, you're trying to keep that length. This is going to help stretch that front side. If you look down, it's going to stretch a little bit more on the back side. So either way is fine, no problem with that. Just find a place that works for your neck. As we do this, many times we're going to roll forward. We don't want to roll forward, we want to roll open so that we get a stretch from the armpit all the way down. And this should help stretch all along the sides. You want to make sure you do it on both sides, taking the knees out and doing it each way. Last exercise we're going to look at is a head twisting for that neck. So when we twist our head, we want to make sure that we're staying in proper alignment. Many times we're going to twist and we're going to kind of jut our head out as we twist. We want to keep our head back so that we're in line. So what we're going to do is we're just going to inhale as we twist over and then back. Exhale. Inhale, twist over. Exhale back. So you'll know if something's wrong if you start to slump. Many times if we're just kind of pulling off, you're going to slump a little bit. If you keep upright and you're kind of just twisting that neck, you should feel a nice stretch kind of happening through here. We don't want to lower that chin down. We want to keep it lifted. Again, we're trying to get length here, not necessarily close it off. Is there anything wrong if you were to do some that would stretch you in a different way? No, that's not going to be a bad thing as long as you were getting it stretched and it wasn't too compressive. But the nice thing about this is that we're keeping a nice long neck, which is going to help stretch all of this tissue up for you to help release what you need, especially in that jaw area. So these are some great exercises to start helping you with the TMJ. You want to make sure you're doing a variety of them. Again, it's all about creating balance in the body. It's not about just focusing on where the pain is, but rather finding all the different pieces that are kind of pulling to cause all of this to happen. So go ahead, practice those exercises. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I love getting your questions because I love to be inspired by you. Have a great day, and I will be seeing you soon. Thanks.